What we're going to be doing today is talking about the 90-day plan, okay? Having a 90-day plan as a digital marketer is really, really important. And the main reason why is because if without a plan, you cannot create a routine. Without a routine, it's very hard to have discipline. And without discipline, you can't make money, okay? So you got to have a plan. And you got to set up the plan right from the get-go, okay? So this is how I do a basic 90-day plan. I do day 1 through 30 chunk, which is focused on the audience. I do a day 30 through 60, which is more about building your list and email marketing and really taking the information you're learning and putting it into action. And day 60 is really where we're focused on the money, okay? And we're going to dive into this today. And really, as we're going through this, I want you all to think about how you can apply this to yourself, okay? Maybe get a piece of paper and write down day 1 through 30 and kind of write down what I'm going over here, okay? So let's talk about days 1 through 30. You've signed up for a course, you're diving in, and people are telling you all this money they're making, and you're excited because you got all this hope, and you see all these people posting this money, and you're like, man, I want to make $10,000 in 3 days, right? Now, what I do is I bring you back down off the clouds and pull you into reality, because majority of the people, probably 98% of the people that get into digital marketing don't make a shit ton of money at first, myself included, okay? It took me several months to get to the point where I replaced my 6-figure salary, okay? So I want you guys to understand it's totally possible to make a 6-figure salary in 6 months. I did it, but I was in a really tight situation and I had a reason to do it, okay? So the very first thing we want to do on days 1 through 30 is we have the education piece. We're learning it, okay? If you don't have that piece, go get my free guide and look at the course that I recommend and go review that page where I introduce that course and look at the bonuses I have to offer and all that fun stuff. Now, on days 1 through 30, we're going to be focused on building your audience, because if you're just starting, then you don't even have an audience yet, okay? And the worst thing you can do when you're first starting is shove down the throat of your audience to buy a product that might make them money, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to build an audience around your authentic self and your journey. This is the tip. As a digital marketer or an affiliate marketer, when you're first starting, say you just bought a course and you're learning this concept, and you're taking the skill and you're taking it and putting it into action, guys, give me a follow. I go live every day, and you'll be notified when I go live about these things. And tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to like 500 or something, 1,000, something. Now, what we're going to really be focusing on is the audience, okay? Now, you only are a new digital marketer one time. So if you don't take advantage of sharing the journey of being a beginner, sharing your journey of all the failures, sharing your journeys of all your successes along the way, all the roadblocks you hit, all the bumps in the road, all the left turns, right turns, if you're not sharing that journey, then shame on you, because you only get to live that journey once and people love it, okay? So if you're just starting, you haven't made money, good, because now you get to share your journey with the people while you're crafting your story. And it's very powerful. So the first days 1 through 30, we're going to be focusing on building our audience, okay? What's building your audience? And I'm going to teach you how to build your audience around digital marketing. And you could apply this to any of your passions as well, okay? Now, if you just bought a course and you want to do what everybody else does, not everybody, but a lot of people, 50% of the people that buy a digital marketing course, they get into digital products and they get in an e-learning space and they sell digital products, okay? So if you're one of those people, what I would expect you to do is go ahead and create yourself a new account on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, have YouTube, to where you can spread out all your short form videos. And we're going to do this in your first 30 days. I'm going to expect you to create 3 videos a day. Okay, and these videos can be 15 seconds, 60 seconds, 3 minutes long. It doesn't really matter. What we want to do is we want to move these videos into TikTok and then download them, move them into Instagram, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts. Because the more exposure you get at the beginning, the faster you're going to build your audience. What's up, Alexis? And the faster you build your audience, the more like, know, and trust factor you have, and the more unique you are, because like I said, you're starting your journey, you're sharing your information as you build your story. So as your story is crafted, you're sharing with them, this is what I did on day one. You could go as far as like in your audience, you could be like, today is day one. I spent $2,000 on a course and I've made $0. And you can do this for the next 90 days. Okay. You can have one of those videos and just share what your experience was of the day before. Okay. And then the next video could be learning, doing, to teaching. You see this learn, do, and teach. Why I put that learn, do, and teach there, because it's very powerful. Because if you have a course, then you have unlimited amount of content to come up with to build your audience. You're going to build your audience, or you're going to build rapport and authority in the marketplace so you can become very powerful, so you can understand, so people can understand what you're doing and why they should actually follow you. So you're going to create content, okay? Content creation really, really, really is powerful, okay? And you're going to create 3 videos a day, short form video. Why do I say short form video? Short form video is what's popping these days, okay? Short form video can be anything from like 3 minutes down to 15 seconds. Now, I wouldn't do every video as a 15-second video. I give videos where you're actually teaching something. Education videos absolutely work. Now, while you're creating your content, you got to think you're on days 1 through 30. Okay, your audience building is your focus. Okay, you're not chasing the money. If you're chasing the money's running from you. Okay, if you begin your process just chasing the money and trying to shove sales down people's throat and just praying that you're going to be making money, you're probably not going to make any. Okay, because the harder you chase money, the faster it runs away from you. Okay, so we're not into money chasing in days 1 through 30. We're in building the audience, content creation, so we can get our confidence up, so we can get very comfortable at editing, we can get very comfortable at creating, and we can break the ice and get out that comfort zone so you don't get nervous when you're filming your videos. Okay, that's what the days 1 through 30 is. It's to get you better. Okay, because at the end of 30 days, you're going to be 90 videos in, and your 90 videos, or you're going to go back and see day 1 to your 90th video and see how much of a difference you changed as a person. So when I talk about learn, do, and teach, this is what your content's going to be about. Okay, you bought your course. You bought the course to learn the knowledge, to create a skill set that can make you money, right? So the first thing you want to do is you want to start learning that content, but you want to start implementing it as well. Okay? And when you go through this process of learning, if you're not implementing, doing it, and then teaching it, it doesn't get concreted up here. Okay? The quickest way for you to become an expert at something is learn it, do it, and then teach it. If you can do this, each little piece that you're talking about, you're becoming an expert with. You're instantly creating authority in the marketplace. Okay? So as you're going through the course, you could talk about what you're learning on the email marketing portion, right? You can probably do a week's worth of videos all around the email marketing portion, a week's worth of videos all around building an opt-in page. You can start to understand like what you're doing and learning and doing and teaching, and really breaking it into short little chunks, like 3 minutes down to 15 seconds. Really break it down into little chunks so you can get it out to your audience, okay? And what this is going to do is going to build trust with your audience. It's going to build rapport with your audience. It's going to show them that you have the ability to show them how to do this, okay? Now, while you're doing this, your audience is going to build naturally, okay? Your content's going to get better. You're going to gain a lot of confidence and a lot of skills in this content creation because you're going to suck at first, okay? You're going to suck. And then you're going to learn a lot, you're going to implement a lot, and you're going to teach it. Okay? Now, days 30 through 60. Okay? Now we're moving into the next phase. Okay? Days 30 through 60. We got an audience built. We've been doing it for 30 days. Hopefully we're close to 1,000 at least, right? But we might be at a couple hundred. Don't let it weigh you down what your audience is at, okay? You have a goal, you have a plan, you have a target, you're trying to get to that target, okay? I love that you're breaking everything down to days. Thanks, Sydney. I have to go to work, have a 12-hour day today, tomorrow, a Sager video. I'm so excited. I'll send this video out. So if you follow me and you got on my email list, I'll send this video out. Now, days 30 through 60, okay? Days 30 through 60 is very important, okay? Now, you've been building your audience on days 0 through 30, right? You've been building your audience. You have an audience now that follows you, that likes your content, that's probably commenting and enjoying your journey, okay? And while they're enjoying your journey, you have the ability to actually share with them your successes and your failures. So on days 30 through 60, we're really going to start thinking about how we're going to start refining some of the stuff that we're learning. Because in the first 30 days, you've probably learned a lot. It's overwhelming. You may have created a simple 3-page website. You may have created a simple email campaign, but they all suck, right? So what we're going to focus on in days 30 through 60 is building your list. Okay, we're going to create a freebie. We're going to go create a free lead magnet to get people to give you their email, name and email address. And we're going to start building that email list. Okay, email list is very important as a digital marketer because days when social media isn't pumping, your emails are working. And don't think email marketing is dead, because it's not. I think it's making a comeback because over the last year, maybe 2 years, I've seen an increase in the amount of people that purchase from my emails, okay? So I can tell you, excuse me, I could tell you that days 30 through 60 are very important because this is where we're building our list, we're creating our freebie, we're giving it to our audience, they're giving us our name and email address. So Zeb, but I don't have 1,000 followers and I can't put a link in my bio. Okay, this is what we're going to do if we have that situation in TikTok, okay? We're going to share our Instagram link. We're going to focus on Instagram, okay? Instagram, you can put a link on your Instagram page instantly. You can put a link on your Facebook page instantly. You can put links in your YouTubes instantly, okay? You don't need followers, a certain number of followers to do that. So if you're at TikTok and you can't get to 1,000, that doesn't matter, okay? You're going to instruct people to go to your Instagram page. And on Instagram, they can go check out your freebie. They can go get your freebie. They can go get the emails and things like that. So while you're building your TikTok audience, you're also sending that audience over to your Instagram, and it's going to help build your Instagram. So that's another powerful aspect of that piece, okay? So just understand like the flow here and how powerful it is if you focus on learning the skills and the knowledge before you start chasing the money, okay? Now, why would you create a freebie? Why would you create a freebie? Because people aren't just going to give you their name and email address for nothing. You got to give them something. Now, what should your freebie be? It should be about the topic that you are interested in building your business around, okay? Your passion, it could be around digital marketing, affiliate marketing, it could be around what you're learning, and it's got to be some kind of value. So you've been going through the course through for the last 30 days, so you learned a lot, right? You created a lot of videos teaching and doing all that stuff. So you could actually build a freebie. You could take some of them videos, download them, and create a little free course that shows like information that you shared in your TikToks, along with some text, and you could create a little mini course that you sell to people, okay? You could create a free ebook. You could create just a free video that you send to people, okay? So you just be creative with your freebie, okay? Now, once you get your freebie created, what we're going to do is we're going to start doing data analytics, okay? Now, I don't want people to get overwhelmed because data analytics is something you're going to be working on for the next years of your career as a digital marketer, okay? Because data analytics is very important, but I want people to start understanding how to gather that data and where to get that data. So you're going to learn all this in your course, okay? And you're going to learn this while you're going through and building the content and building your campaigns and building all that stuff. You're going to be learning how to do all this, okay? So in your first 30 days, you were learning and doing and teaching, but you already probably have a basic sales funnel created. You probably already have like maybe a email list a basic email campaign created, and now you're adding your freebie to that, and you got all this basic stuff created. Now you're going to start refining it. Okay, we're going to start looking at the analytics. We're going to see how many people are opting into your opt-in page. Is it hitting the industry average of 30%, or is it at 20%? If it's at 20%, let's work on some of the text. If it's producing more than 30%, then kudos to you, because on average, only about 30% of the people that come to your opt-in page are going to give you their name and email address. So we know every 100 people, only 30 people are going to convert to a freebie. Okay, now that freebie, and we know only 1 to 3% are actually going to convert to money. So we know this by the stats. So we know the basic and we know the average for the industry standard. So we're going to start going through the data analytics. Okay, and we're going to start refining our pages. We're going to start refining our emails. We're going to start refining the way we create content, because we're still creating content. We're still creating our 3 videos a day. And we're going through it. We're actually got sales funnels created. So now we got an automated website doing all the selling and telling for us, and we have an email list doing all the following up for us, all in automation. So in this phase, what we're doing is we're refining all the automation while we're creating the content, and we're focused on building our audience and building our list now. Okay? Now, why didn't we start building the list on days 1 through 30? Because building the audience is the most important part for the first 30 days. Your audience is the most important part. Without an audience, you have no money. You have no business, okay? So we start building and focusing on the list while we're building our audience, while we're creating the content, while we're learning and teaching, and we're doing all this new stuff, okay? Because every 30 days, you should be more uncomfortable than what you were at the end of the first 30 days, right? You're gonna the 0 through 30, you're gonna be very comfortable at what you're doing on day 30, and now we're gonna shake it up some. We're gonna get you out of your comfort zone. We're gonna get you uncomfortable again. We're gonna shake it all up. All right. So days 30 through 60 are very important. Now, why do we want to focus on refining? We want to focus on our email marketing and sales funnels, because this is part of being a digital marketer. We're learning. And guess what we're doing in our content creation? We're learning and doing and teaching. We're going to teach people how to create the freebie. We're going to teach people about building an email list. We're going to teach people about data analytics and refining their processes. So this is all part of the journey. Okay, so as we get finished this piece, then we move into days 60 through 90. Okay, so days 60 through 90. And this is another very important piece as well. And I want you guys to understand that days 60 through 90, this is where you're going to start probably seeing your first dollars. This is what happened to me. My first 30 days, I made $0. My first 60 days, I made $980. And on the 90th day, I had $11,030 in my bank. Okay? On the 90th day. So if I would have gave up after 30 days or after 60 days, I would not have made any money. I would not be sitting here today. I would have gave up, because I would have been boohoo babying, right? Now, I want you guys to understand that days 60 through 90, this is really where we're going to focus on selling. We're going to focus on really converting the prospects into clients and customers that give us money. So we're going to, now that we refined a lot of the stuff that we're doing and we're looking at the data analytics, we know where conversions are at the right spot. We know that people are reading the emails and opening the emails, and this never stops, this refine process, okay? You're always going to be refining your process, and you're always going to do data analytics. You're always going to be building your list. You're always going to do content creation. You're always going to be learning, doing, teaching. You're always going to be creating new lead magnets. This is part of your day by day, okay? Now, it gets easier as we move through this process, right? Because all this becomes like driving a car. Like, we get in our car, we turn it on, we just drive. We don't think about, oh shit, I gotta know 300 different stops or street signs. I gotta know like what all these gauges are, and what my left pedal, right pedal, and steering wheel, and what the dots on the roads. I'm not thinking about none of that stuff, because I already learned it, right? It's all natural. And this is what's going to happen throughout this process, okay? you're going to get really good. So it's days 60 through 90. This is where we're going to be focusing on selling our story, selling the product, and things like that. So how do you sell the product without becoming across as a salesman? It's easy. It's with marketing. Okay, we're digital marketers. We're not salesmen. So what we're doing is we're pre-selling. We're pre-selling to our prospects, and we're giving them enough information so they can make a sound decision to buy the product that's going to solve their problem, so they can get the problem solved with our problem. They're going to give us money for this. Okay, so we're going to focus on some of the selling. And this is all done with automation, with automated websites. So we're going to really focus on not the opt-in page, but the sales page that we have in our automated website. We're going to really focus on converting our prospects into paying customers and clients. And we're going to do this with building or focusing on our sales page and our email list. Our email marketing is where we're going to make the most sales, okay? Because the fortune is made in the follow-up. And if you understand the fortune is made in the follow-up, then you really start to focus on collecting emails and converting those emails into paying customers, okay? If you're not collecting emails, then start today. You already are behind the curve. I know so many people that have made their first $20,000 in digital marketing and never collect an email. Never collect an email. And I can tell you, if you made $20,000, that means you brought a shit ton of leads into your process and you lost all those leads. So if you're following up with your leads as you're gathering them, you're constantly in front of them, okay? They might not buy the product that you're selling today, but they might buy the product you're selling 6 months from now, okay? So it's very important to have an email list. You control your email list. Social media don't. And what if you were focused on 100% TikTok, and then all of a sudden TikTok gets banned in the US and you were focused just on TikTok? Okay, you got to start thinking about these things because that's reality, and it can happen, and it most likely will happen eventually. Okay, so we got to understand, we don't want to be tied to a platform. We want to make sure we get that list so we can control that list and send out stuff from our list, okay? So we're going to be focused on selling. We're going to focus on refining our messaging. We're going to really be really good at creating content at this point because we have already created 180 videos. 180 videos we've already created on day 60. 180 videos. We're really good at content creation, right? We might have 1,000 followers. We're doing lives. We're getting excited. We're sharing the content. We're actually doing follow-ups with people and showing them how to do things, and we're real confident, right? We're getting confident because we created 180 videos. So our confidence level's up here. We're no longer on your first videos, you're going to be ma, da, da, rah, rah. You're going to be real monotone and real boring and not exciting. Your 180th video, you're going to be excited. You're going to be smiling. You're going to be animated. You're going to be moving your hands. You're going to be talking fast. You're going to be killing it. Okay? People always say, Zeb, you're animated on your videos. It's because I've done thousands of hours of these lives, right? This live concept to me is just natural to me. I can just get on, do live, and be ready to fucking rock because I'm excited to do it, right? I got the passion. I understand it. I make money. This is my bread and butter, right? So days 1 through 60 through 90, we're focused on selling. This is where we're trying to get some money now, baby, right? Days 60 through 90, we're trying to get the first dollars that we make. If we made anything from days 0 through 60, kudos. It is a bonus, right? But now we know the knowledge, right? Nobody can take what we learned from days 0 through 60 away from us because now we are digital marketers and we are go-getters, right? We have proven to the marketplace that we understand this skill set. Now, we're going to start building out additional income streams in days 60 through 90, adding print on demand, adding digital products, adding affiliate marketing, adding membership sites. We're going to start thinking of how we're going to implement all these into our business over the next 90 days. So we're going to start thinking about those additional income streams. We may start implementing them in this process, okay? We're going to improve all of ourselves because at the end of this 90 days, we have done 270 videos. We have created emails. We have created campaigns for automated websites. We have really started refining all our processes. in our systems that we're using to automate this process. So we're focusing on improving, refining, and we're recognizing what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are. And why should we be recognizing what our strengths and weaknesses are? Okay? We should be focusing on our strengths and weaknesses because our strengths and weaknesses are where we need to improve. So we bring this back up to the improving and refining phase. So if we know we're really strong at creating content, then we know we need to focus more on, and our weakness is email, then we got to really focus on email. So let's set up a plan to really focus on email, get that up to one of our strengths, okay? So in days 60 through 90, this is a very important phase because this is really going to start showing you where you've been slacking, and it's going to start really setting you up to plan out your next 90 days. So after your 90 days is complete, you're not done. You're just getting started, okay? Like people think like, okay, I just finished all this. You're welcome. You're welcome. And like I said, if you want a copy of this, just go get my email list. I'll send you a video. And now why is having a 90-day plan important? And why would you stop after the 90-day plan? The first 90 days, you're really coming out like people always ask me like, Zeb, like where should I know I'm at if to gauge my success after 90 days? Like how much money should I have made? I'm like, well, you already fucked up. You're thinking about the numbers and the amount of money you're supposed to be making at 90 days. It puts too much pressure on you. Instead of focus on the task at hand, and that's learning, doing, and teaching, and refining and improving yourself to become really good at digital marketing. So the next 90 days, you can focus on really building out and chasing the money. Okay? So your first 90 days, this is how you gauge your success. Okay? Do you understand digital marketing? Like, this is what you need to ask yourself at the end of 90 days. Not like, how much money did I make? Oh, I didn't make any money. I'm done. This doesn't work. So you just wasted 90 days learning everything about digital marketing and you understand it really well, but just because you didn't make no money, you're going to quit? That's stupid. So at the end of 90 days, what I tell people do is not focus on how much money you made. Focus on how much you have improved as a person and where you were at on day 1 versus day 90. Now, if you look back on day 1 and realize the person who you were is different than day 90, where you're at now, that is your success story. Okay? Don't get hung up on the money because not all of us are going to make money, shit tons of money at the beginning. It doesn't work like that. The universe isn't on everybody's side to make them rich. Only like 1% to 2% get lucky. Okay? The rest of us got to do the work to get lucky. So if you're not one of the lucky ones, then you look back on day 1, you go look at your very first video, and then go to day 90 and look at your videos. Okay? Did you improve? Did you know what an email marketing campaign was on day 1? Now you do. Did you know what a sales funnel was on day 1? Now you do. Did you teach people what to do on day 1? No. Guess what? You are somebody to be paid attention to now. Okay? So we're going to set up another 90-day plan. Okay? And now I want you guys to start thinking about what would the next 90 days be about. And that's what we'll talk about tomorrow is I'll drop another plan and we'll do the second 90 days. Because the second 90 days, after focusing on the first 90 days, is really we're going after the money now. Okay? We understand what we're doing. All we're going to be doing for the next 90 days, we're going to continue doing what we're doing by creating our content, and we're going to improve, refine all this stuff. This is basically what we're going to do. We're going to look at data analytics, we're going to refine, and we're going to improve. We're going to look at our analytics, refine, improve. And we're going to constantly do this while we're creating our 3 videos, while we're teaching. And we're going to add more campaigns and income streams, and we're going to be really set up to attack the next 90 days. If you can set up 6 months of your life to go after digital marketing, you will become successful. You will. I mean, the only way you won't is if you create self-doubt and start listening to the negative Nancy's and stop doing it. Like, show up every day. Just show up. Okay? Don't wait for the perfect time. Like, I have too many people that are waiting right now to buy the course because it's not the perfect timing. They're like, well, I want to wait till after Thanksgiving. I want to wait till after Christmas. No, no, no. Because this is what happens. If you bought the course today and started taking action today and took advantage of my bonuses, right? If you took advantage of the bonuses, I give you a one-click copy of my website. I give you a 48-point checklist to make sure that sucker's working. I give you a sales copy template.